Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the Civil Gore Podcast. I'm your host, Tim.
And this is Brian, and we are here for episode 358. We're going to be doing a movie that, for some reason, I feel so bad, but I kept calling it The Mortuary Tales because that was another movie. That
There's
was
a lot of
we saw.
mortuary movies out there.
There is. It's yeah, but this one is The Mortuary Assistant, which hit Shutter a few weeks ago, and it's one of their top films. So we thought we'd give it a whirl to review it on our show.
Yeah, we're trying to be relevant and timely
Yeah.
here. Yeah,
Which we're never. So that's like a
never.
plus right there. I mean, we're never timely. We're never relevant. So
Yeah. It's funny because when we pick movies, Brian could tell you this, there's no rhyme or reason to it. We literally are like, what movie are we doing this week? I don't know. And we just go randomly find one. And it's, unless we're doing like a summer slaycation or a theme
yeah.
month or something, we're usually like really off the cuff with whatever movies we're going to watch, which I think is okay because it kind of keeps things
Yeah.
fresh and surprising.
My
So,
favorite is the one when we pick it when we're like under the gun and we're like, oh, we need to pick a movie. We're like, what did you watch this week? And if we both watch the same movie and we haven't done it, we're like, okay,
yep,
there you
that's
go.
it.
That's it. That's the
Yeah.
one for the week.
Uh,
But I mean, either way, we try and make it fun. I mean, it's good to have a movie that's kind of new. I love going back to the classics, but you know, keeping it fresh too, I think tends to help people find the podcast maybe because if they Google a movie they just saw,
yeah.
we might pop up. I don't know, in some algorithm maybe. I don't know.
And the summer slaycations give us a chance to really hit the classics anyway, and do
Yeah.
deep dives on those. Which, I mean, after 358 episodes, we've done a lot of the classics already. It's hard to like.
Yeah.
Sometimes I go back and I go, "Oh, this would be a good one to do," and I'm like, "No, that was episode 63, or yeah, that was episode 15." I'm like, we don't remember that far back. I mean,
But
it's
what's so crazy is we've done so many of the classics for the I can say slaycation, I promise. I mean, we invented the word. The slaycation is that we're already on, like, we already have ones where they have like multiple more entries when we thought they were gone. And now,
yeah,
so we have to like revisit, we have to go back. It's like when you go back to that vacation you had many years ago, you wanted to relive it fondly. Well, that we got to do that with
yeah.
some franchises already.
May have to do some revisits. Yeah. But anyways, let's go right into our first shot. Again, I'm sorry, guys. I've been like so like non-hard out. But we'll talk about it here in a second. This is our first shot. Yeah. So Brian, what I was saying is I've been like not watching any kind of horror. Work's been crazy, and I've been
Yeah.
like so focused on that. And then at night, all I want to do is like chill out and play video games and stuff. So I really have not been watching any horror. Right now I'm playing Crimson Desert, which is absolutely amazing game. Like
It's the game you were telling me about, right? Yeah.
it might be like I'm already saying it might be one of the best video games I've ever played.
Wow. It's on
And
Xbox or is it
it's on
on
it's
Steam?
on everything, Xbox,
Oh, okay.
PS5, and but it's the open world in this is so. There's people like this is 3 weeks later, and there's hardcore people. 3 weeks is a lifetime for people to
Oh,
finish a
yeah.
game. There's people putting 100 to 100 hours into this game and still finding stuff
Oh,
new. But
wow.
it's incredible. It's not horror related, it's a fantasy world, open world type thing. But if you like video games, go check out Crimson Desert. It is insane. The developers are phenomenal. They've been patching it like I mean, with several days a week, they've been patching this thing and getting
Oh,
it
nice.
from the launch problem. So it was, yeah, it's amazing. I could go on and on, but this is a horror podcast, so we got to turn
Yeah,
to our
but
horror
no,
news.
video games are relevant because this movie was based off of a video game. So
True, that is true. Yeah,
we're on point. And I was gonna say too, yeah, I've been actually getting back to a lot of games myself. I think we need to get back to our group playing together, like either Sea of
yeah,
Thieves. I know once Halloween comes out, we're gonna be all over that one.
yeah. We definitely will be on
Maybe we
that
can
one.
even get a Steam channel up by then or something so you can witness the hilarity that is when we get together to play the game. But I mean, the one I've been playing, of course, a little not horror related either. Really, I played a lot of WWE 2K26 this weekend because they changed it this year. So I'm not as familiar with the video game. I'm pretty much I go to sports games and some horror games. Tim, you're much more
Yeah,
open to various types of games, so you'll probably know the structure. So normally, I always get like the most the highest level of the WWE games because it comes with this thing where it used to hit a button and it just unlocked everything except a couple of things they would leave to you would unlock through like the story modes.
Hmm.
But most of all, like the legends wrestlers and some of the bonus features would unlock it, and then you would pay for all your DLC in advance, and it'd be like that. And that's the one I always get. Well, this year they did it differently, where it's now I guess they called it the I don't is it Borderlands or I don't know. It's like a battle pass system
Oh
the way
yeah,
they
yeah,
do it.
yeah. A lot of
But they call
games are doing that.
yeah, so they called it the ringside pass, where you have to get tiers and you get points and you unlock it. It got so many complaints that they've like literally changed the structure like 30 times already. I feel like, but and like to the point of where so many complaints, they basically like unlocked the first 20 tiers on season pass one if you already had like you paid for that higher level, like I did.
Yeah.
So I went in one day and I'm like, oh my God, like all this is unlocked, and I have to like just quickly hit the buttons and get it in there. But there's a lot of cool modes, and I decided this year what I want to do is I'm gonna just methodically go through everything and try and unlock everything, give myself like a challenge. So I did the first. There's this mode called My Rise, and what it is, you take a female wrestler and a male wrestler. You alternate. I did the female one first because I created this character years ago for these, and like so I keep recreating her to go in there. And you basically play through a storyline of WWE. And this one, it's like you were a former champion, you got injured, you came back, and on the first night you're back, you lose a title match and get like embarrassed, and you have to go start kind of do your rehabilitation tour, and you go back. So you go into the indies and you come back,
Oh,
and
that sounds fun.
yeah, and the storylines are kind of fun. You can go on little side quests and you do all these things. And then what they did is this year, I think this is the first time. I don't remember this option the other time, but once you're done, it basically they almost do it like in a joke form where they're like, if this was a video game, you could actually go back and change your things. And so basically, if you went through the path of like a face character, you can go back now and make the changes and become a heel character and play through it again and unlock new things
Oh, that's
and see
cool.
different things. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that. And then so then there's also the this crazy this other mode they always have called the showcase mode. And this year it's CM Punk. And so you have to take him through all these like either legendary matches and or like dream matches, like what ifs and stuff. Like I think there's one you have to like you're CM Punk now and you have to go against CM Punk from like 10 years ago or something like. But the way they do it is, and this is the part I don't like in the game. They give you like tasks you have to do in the match. So even if you win the match, you don't get all the tasks, you don't unlock everything,
Yeah,
and
like
it
a
gets
challenge.
really
Yeah.
yeah, and it gets really frustrating. But this year they decided to give you a different way where you could also if you want, you could pick him or his real life wife, also AJ Lee, and you can just do a gauntlet match where you get 20 people in a row, and if you win that, you unlock everything in an easier way.
Oh.
So I thought, but like I'm even on the easy mode, and I can't even win that first match without taking so much damage, and I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna survive
Well, see,
19 other wrestlers.
I have not played a wrestling video game since the Nintendo. What was the Nintendo one that everybody played? Pro Wrestling. I think it was
Oh
called.
yeah,
They
yeah,
had
that
the
original.
Amazon guy with the chomp their heads, but I have not played any wrestling video game. Like I don't even know like how do you play? Like I mean, they got to be like I can't even imagine what they're like nowadays.
Oh,
30 years later. Like
yeah, I mean, it's and they've kind of they lean into like the fantasy level of things sometimes, where like there's like this thing called the Island of Relevancy, where it's like you go on like I think NBA 2K one of the series did it, where you go into the island and you like it's all weird, like you have like supernatural stuff going on just for fun, but you can
yeah,
unlock things there, and nobody really, not a lot of people like this mode from what the videos I watch of reviews of this. It's not a great mode to do, but last year they kind of hit it like you can get unlock characters in there. Like, that was the way you got Goldberg towards the end of the.
are the
So it's like
controls hard? Like is there like a billion different moves and
it
stuff?
is, but it's like there's basic controls. But like when you create a wrestler, oh my God, this thing is like it could literally you could be take 3 hours to create a wrestler because you can like chisel every little aspect of their face and their move, and then you go to the moves and there's like you have to pick moves for people, and like so it's like standing behind the wrestler and the wrestler's tired, and that's a whole set of moves, and
Oh
so
my
there's
gosh.
literally like tons of moves. But I think that the mode people like the most, it tends to be, is the universe mode, where you basically you control what's going on in WWE. It's like you pick the people, you put where they are, you select the matches, you can select the calendars. That's the one I want to go to, but I'm the kind of person where I want to unlock everything first so I can
Yeah, so you
have my
have all of
full
it.
complement.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like it's like really like this year they added a ton of like there's so many wrestlers in it, but and there's also they have that like that mode where it's like the card packs. It's called My Faction, where you open up the cards and that unlocks a wrestler in there. If you so there's so many things. It's like so it's way different than like what you remember probably. But
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna have
mean,
to try
if
one someday.
it is fun. I mean, I know like every so often they'll put it on Game Pass. I don't think WWE series has been on there, and that's probably the best one to try. And the AEW one I think is on
I have to try.
might be
Yeah.
on, but I don't know. I've never tried that one, so I can't get it. But I mean, it is cool because I do plan to create like all of us, like in the wrestling thing eventually once I unlock everything, so that way I can get all the full complement of outfits and everything. So it's kind of fun. And they did add some more interactivity, which there's one cool thing they added this year where the interactive entrances. So like when your wrestler walks in, usually that was it. You watch the whole entrance. But now if you hit like right or left, you can set off pyrotechnics at different times. You can have your
Oh,
wrestler
that's
like
cool.
point
Yeah.
and yell and stuff. And there's some really cool matches you could do, like because it gets violent. Like and now they added the thumbtacks, so you can pour out the thumbtacks and like
Yes.
smash the people. So it's like I mean you can get like lost in all the different things. So but it is kind of it's definitely a fun thing. But I'm playing that. I want to get back to also Resident Evil 9. I stopped in a spot that was there was one of the coolest sequences in this game, and then I like got to the next level and it got really hard. And so I was like, and it was like I was at that point. Sometimes when you start like, playing a game too late and then you regret it because it's like now it's like 1 in the morning and you can't do like the simplest
Yeah.
task in the game. That's where I was at with Resident Evil. I just never got a chance to go back. But I'll tell you, Resident Evil 9, you definitely should get when you get a
Yeah.
chance. It's
I
really
mean, it's
good.
getting great reviews. People are like saying like this is one of Capcom's best like games they've ever made. Like it's getting
Oh,
really, really good reviews.
yeah, easily, easily. And it's got like all the cool like the Resident Evil like things that it used to like in all the different sequences. Like it's got ones where remember what was the one we both played? Was it Village where there was a lot of fast sequences where you had to run
Yeah.
and like do
Yeah.
quick things and it's got those in it. It's got the standard kind of explore, it's got the mini game, it's got all the things you come to know all wrapped up in one in a Resident Evil game. And I remember Seth and I used to be obsessed with the originals. Like 1 through 4 we like played and completed like because we loved it so much, and especially like I remember 1 was great, but then 2 like made it even better. And it's like it's kind of more reminiscent of 2 because you play a bunch of different characters in this, and you go back and forth in time, like to like for like to like live moments in it, and it's like the characters. I think it's Leon
Flashbacks and
and
stuff. Yeah.
yeah. So it's really cool. Really the graphics are unbelievable, and it's like to the point where you can't even tell the cutscenes from the real game sometimes. So it's got to pay attention if you're watching a cutscene. You got to zone off. You're like, oh wait,
Nice.
oh shoot, I'm like live, and now there's a zombie coming after me. So, but yeah, I definitely I recommend that one. But anyway, off our little video game tangent there.
Yes.
But we do have some first jobs. So I did watch that movie, the latest shark movie on Netflix with called Thrash.
You know what this reminded me of, and I'm going to ask you because I haven't seen this yet. It
Oh,
reminded me. What was that movie Crawl, where the
it's
alligators?
exactly Crawl with sharks.
Okay, I figured I was like, this looks like Crawl
100%.
with sharks. Yeah.
Yes, almost to like the characters almost seem like the same. Where there was like
Oh
a
gosh.
girl looking for the father, and they're like the one girl gets trapped in her house, and like as. But I mean, I will say this. I mean, it was decent. As shark movies go, is fine. I like the element, the cool thing about like how a storm comes in because it's not that far fetched. Like it's not like Sharknado where like
Yes.
sharks come flying in a tornado. It would make sense if a town that was by a water area
Yeah.
that had sharks in it and it flooded all the way into the town, it would make sense that the sharks might come floating in. I
Yeah.
mean, would they be as aggressive? I don't know. That's up to I'm not a shark expert. We need to talk to Kim from Kim and Ket, who could be a
Yes.
shark scientist.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, but like that part is like I don't know. And but like I remember Ken I think saw it too. And I will say that the CGI shark did not like they obviously used CGI and it did not look bad. Like it did not take you out of the movie, which how many have we seen do that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Did not do that. The characters were kind of fun in it. there is a lot of like, oh my God, I can't believe that just happened in it kind of thing. Like, I mean, I'll just say the pregnant woman's story arc and that gets a little crazy, but it's watchable. It's short. It's like I think it's like an hour and a half. It's a fun watch. I definitely, you look if you love shark movies, like Jeff Whitmire, right? Big shark movie
Yeah,
fan. Like he'll probably love it because it's just fun. It's like a fun shark movie, and
which is fine. That's all you
sometimes,
need sometimes.
yeah. I mean, and sometimes the silliness kind of like adds to it.
Yeah,
Like, and I don't mean silliness like slapstick. Like, there's no people like the sharks are going like whack whack whack,
yeah,
something like. But it's like it's just like unbelievable situations that would probably never happen in real life because it's too,
yeah.
whatever. But yeah, I recommend it. Next thing I wanted to briefly talk about is just as I mean, I'll talk about this more after the event, but next weekend Julie and I are going down to see to go to the Fan Fest nights, Universal Hollywood. And it's I'm gonna tell you, it's getting so cool. Like some of the stuff coming out. I mean, all the things are announced. Although they do have a Jurassic Park fandom that they're not announcing officially, but it's like the worst kept secret because they already previewed it a day, and
Hmm.
all the stuff is still there. So unless they're saving it for Mega Movie Summer or whatever, or some other kind of event, I have a feeling it's going to be a last minute addition or as a surprise, or maybe they just don't have any, I don't know, special food to it. I don't know. But of course, the one I'm most excited about is, well, there's two actually. I mean the Dungeons and Dragons one. There's a Sailor Moon. There's uh a dungeon. What I say, Dungeons and Dragons, right? It's
Yeah,
Dungeons and
Dungeons.
Dragons, Sailor Moon. The Harry Potter one, which looks kind of cool. The two biggest ones, and I never thought I'd say the second one, the first one I'll say is actually because I don't know anything about it, but it's what they're doing with it is why it's important. It's that One Piece. I don't know if you ever
Yeah,
heard of that.
I've watched a few episodes of it. One
Yeah,
Piece is
so
crazy because this show literally has like 1,000+ episodes.
yeah,
It's
like,
insane. Like,
and there's like a live action and an animated
yeah,
one, right?
yeah. It's. I mean,
Yeah,
I've thought about watching it. I'm like, I don't know if I could tackle 1,000 episodes of this show, but it looks
yeah, like
intriguing because it's a cool show. I mean,
yeah. Well, and see, and so like when it first got announced, I'm like, what the hell is One Piece? What is this? I saw a picture of it. I said, I'm not gonna want to do this one till I found out that basically what it is, it's a giant pyrotechnic filled pirate stunt show in the Waterworld Theater. And
oh
so
yeah,
far,
that makes
the
sense.
Waterworld show was awesome, is awesome still, even to this day of a franchise that people don't even know what it is anymore. And then the Purge thing that they throw in there for Horror Nights is amazing. So I cannot wait to see what they do in this theater because theater is such a cool, unique theater to see something in that it just automatically lends to something being really cool. So I'm
Yeah,
surprised. I never thought this would be anything that I'd be looking forward to see. Oh, and there's also a Super Mario Brothers fandom thing. I think that might be the weakest one. I think because it seems like it's. I could be wrong, but it looks like you just do kind of the stuff that you could do normally there, just maybe a little enhanced.
yeah.
But and then of course is Scooby Doo versus Universal Monsters,
That one's
which,
gonna be awesome.
oh my God, it just gets better and better because supposedly it's like you take the tram down there to the old sets. Like I think I mentioned on another
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
To the original Universal Monster sets. And what's cool is so it's like you basically, I guess, encounter the Scooby Gang, and they're on a mission to try and solve it. And I guess there's someone like in a mask, and I think they almost implied it changes who the villain is every time, maybe. So I don't know what it's like, but it looks like they said it looks like it's like a decent length too. Like it's probably going to be almost like a 45 minute to an hour thing because you got to first travel down there and then walk around, follow the Scooby things, and the merch is insane already. Like the food is phenomenal. I didn't even like. There's no way I can try everything food wise. Not even close. It's like it's almost as bad as Horror Nights, if not worse, in terms of the
Yeah.
food things. But there is a shirt I know I got to get. It shows the Scooby Gang and all the classic Universal monsters are like hovering over them. Even the
Oh,
creature, which isn't mentioned in the thing, because it looks like it's just Dracula, Frankenstein, and the Bride.
I may have to get you
But
to get me one as well.
yeah, no, I was like saying, I said I gotta ask your size before I go because I feel like you're gonna need this
Yeah.
shirt. Um, And then also one cool thing is that I like is one of the food items is Scooby snacks, and it's like human cookies, but like they're in a box that say Scooby snacks, and they're like a
Yeah.
paws and stuff. So it's really kind of a cool thing. So I'm looking forward to this. My friends who were going to meet up with there, they had gone last year to that one with Back to the Future and everything, and they were like saying how awesome it was. So I'm like, all right, I'm going next year. I was hoping for like maybe if they did a Ghostbusters fandom or something like
Yeah.
that, but I mean they're probably trying to ease into the event, like because it's like they could only do so much because then they already like they're already building Horror Night stuff, so it's like it's a fine line on how advanced they can go here with then having to not quickly like start changing stuff for Horror Nights, and that's ramping up because they already think they saw the Killer Clown's house, and I think Art the Clown is coming back, and there's a new this one I'm so excited for because the rumor is there's doing another Latin America house in that thing in that area, and I forgot what they said, but it sounded really cool, and that was my favorite house from last year. So,
Yeah. Yeah. That must have been popular
but
for them to bring it back. Something
yeah, oh
similar.
yeah, no, those Latin America houses in that spot are always so good because it's like more of a permanent structure, so I think they could do
Oh
more with it.
yeah. Yeah.
So
Nice. Well, we have some horror podcast news for our friends we've already mentioned a couple times on this episode, and that is our good friends over at Kim and Ket Stay Alive Maybe, who are celebrating their 400th
yes,
episode, which is an incredible achievement. And
yes.
so we're very happy for them and excited for them, and I can't wait for the upcoming Sammy Awards.
Yes, that's always a fun thing that they do. And you may even recognize some of the presenters possibly. I don't know.
Possibly, I don't know.
Yeah, so you should
Maybe.
check that out. But yeah, no, congratulations, ladies, because you guys just, I mean, you have never released a bad episode. Even that one with the sound was all off
Yeah.
because of the glitch you had. It still was hilarious because it
Yes.
led to a running joke that like never left. But yeah, no, you guys, I mean, there's just every episode, guys, just phenomenal and hilarious and great, and so we wish you huge congratulations on 400
Yes.
episodes.
Definitely. And then now for some sad news. We we have everything's going up, Brian. Everything, all the prices are going up. We know that,
Oh,
but it finally hit our beloved Shutter.
yeah.
They're increasing their prices, which is not a surprise because I
Yeah.
literally got two emails from two different streaming services yesterday saying my price was going up. I was like, are
Yeah.
they coordinating this? Like they're all going up at the same time. So yeah, Shutter is getting a price increase, and I'm soaking it up because I went through today. Brian knows this from our text back and forth. But I went through today and did a big streaming service purge, and I got rid of
He
like
did. He
I
set off the alarm and everything.
yes,
It went
yes.
"Wah, wah, wah," and then there they went.
Yeah, so I ended up canceling like three or four of them, and then I've got three other ones that are on an annual plan that I'm going to revisit as soon as their expiration date gets closer, and then I got a few that I can't touch because they're family. Like my
Yeah.
kids and Olivia are all like they're like do not touch those. So I'm like okay,
Yeah.
hands off of those. I can't touch those. But yeah, it's you got to make some hard choices. But
Yeah.
I got to keep Shutter. I'm sorry, that one's too integral to the podcast.
Yeah, and plus, I mean, if you think about it, right? It's $100 a year. That breaks to just it's under $10 a month, which is actually pretty good for a streaming service these
It's cheap
days.
for a streaming service still. Yeah.
I mean, considering Shutter started at $5 like 10 years ago to only go up like $4 per month, if you think about it that
Yeah.
way, in 10 plus years, that's not bad.
Well, I mean, I've got to keep it just for Tales from the Crypt. Like they're getting
Oh
the
yeah, with that coming,
yeah.
that's probably why. I mean, honestly, they're adding that, and they announced something today. Actually, I mean, you know what? And I forgot to put it on the rundown, but but we should announce it. So there's a new show that they have. It's called The Terror, Devil in Silver, where it's I guess it's their new installment of an anthology series that's been there. I don't know,
Ooh.
but it's got
Oh
the
yes, the
ensemble.
Terror. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the Terror series. Yeah, I know that one.
yeah, I haven't seen that. So like they're re-announcing that, and they have, I mean, that's like Ridley Scott produces that. So it's like
Yeah.
they're leveling up with what they are having for you. So it makes sense that they might have to upgrade it a little bit. So
Yeah, I watched season one of the Terror, and it was based off a Dan Simmons novel, which was one of my favorites, and it was really good. But it's sort of like American Horror Story. It takes a different. Each season is its own
oh, okay.
story. So
Well, I need to check that out then.
yeah, the Terror season one was based on the novel The Terror, and then season two went like a completely different direction, completely different time period. I didn't watch that one. This apparently I think is season three, I guess.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah. So that yeah. I mean, those are phenomenal shows, and forget about the movies. I mean, even the movie selections crazy, and you're getting to me one of the big advantages is you're getting like first run, like that's where they're debuting, like like
Yeah.
the Adams Family films are like they're on Shutter. I mean, you got In Search of Darkness, the latest
Right. Yeah,
version of
that like the
that's on
new one
there, the
came
new
out
one's on there.
already.
Yeah, so I mean,
Yeah.
you're getting like some. It's not like you're having to wait months and months for some of this stuff. You're getting
Right.
like first run. It's almost like Game Pass when they put their brand new launch titles on Game Pass day one. You're kind
Yeah.
of getting that in Shutter with you're getting like brand new movies day one. So again, we don't get paid by Shutter. We're
No.
not
And
shilling, but
what's yeah, and what's great is Shutter found a way. They don't have to go through the Strait of Hormuz, so they can get all their
yes,
prices through without an extra surcharge. So that's not terrible.
exactly,
So
exactly.
good for Shutter. They found a way.
Yeah. So
But so I mean, I still will support Shutter. I mean, Shutter can't really I mean, like I said, the price if you break it down per month is still one of the most affordable streaming services. And if you're a horror fan, you kind of need it.
it's essential if you're a horror fan, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get to our movie. This is The Mortuary Assistant.
Yes.
Came out this year, directed by Jeremiah Kipp, starring Willa Holland as Rebecca, Paul Sparks as Raymond, John Adams, who we have had on the show before, as Ben.
John Adams from I always
Yes,
say that from Hamilton.
yes,
Remember when
John.
but yeah,
Uh,
John
Keen,
Adams.
Keena Ferguson Fraser as Kelly, Mark Stiger as the Mimic, and Emily Bennett as Valerie. This, of course, is based off a video game, which I never got a chance to play, and I felt really bad when we were doing this title because I'm like, man, if I'd known in advance, I would have
Yeah.
like bought the game, played the game. I would have been able to do comparisons between the game and the movie, but I just never got a chance. Although this game was really highly rated, like I saw it pop up on my Steam feed
Yeah.
all the time, and I actually had it on my wish list.
I
I
think
just
I
never,
did too.
yeah,
I never got it.
I just never got around to getting it, and so I didn't get to play it. Then I found out they're making a movie out of it already. Okay, so it must be popular. And so yeah, so this one tells the tale of Rebecca is a mortuary assistant who I guess passes her whatever her licensing to become a full blown.
Right, we got to
Um,
ask Becky Galantine.
yes, yes, exactly.
She's done it.
So become a full blown mortician. So she's her night on the job. She's doing these autopsies and embalming and all this kind of stuff, and then crazy stuff ensues, and we find out that there's a lot of darker forces than a mere generic funeral home should have.
Yeah,
So this one, first I gotta say, Will Holland gives me huge Elizabeth Olsen vibes, doesn't she? She
he
like
does.
she.
That's you know what the whole time I watch it, I said, "Why does she? Who does she remind me of?" And then
Yes,
now that you
that's
said
like
that, that's
huge. Yeah.
exactly who she
But
kind of reminds me of.
she was terrific in this.
Yeah,
Everybody was terrific in this. I'm
yeah.
gonna say though, I feel like this movie may not be for me. And I'm not saying it's not for everybody because you might have a different experience. And I've seen the reviews are up. I've seen people love it, people didn't like it so much. But I think for me, uh, there were two strikes against it going in. The first strike was demon possession movies don't really scare me all that much. They're not.
Mm.
They don't do a whole lot for me. I'll watch them, but other than The Exorcist, they've never really done much for me. And then the second one is this being based on a video game that I had no experience with. I think if I had played the game, I might have enjoyed this better because I could have been like, oh, I remember that, or I remember
Yeah.
this. And I lacked that knowledge, and it was always bugging me the entire time. And maybe I almost wish I had not known this was based on a video game going into watching it, so I didn't have that in the back of my mind.
Yeah, so you
And
kind of like went in distracted almost
I
in a
did, in a
way.
way. I did. I went in a little distracted. Now I did go back and read a little bit about the video game to see, like, to do some compare and contrast. And I want to talk about that later because I got a theory about why video games are so hard to translate into cinema. But I want to hear your thoughts about it first,
Yeah.
Brian.
Well, funny about that is when I was watching it, Julie had come in and she said, "Hey, this movie, what are you watching? It kind of looks video game-ish." So that's funny you said that because it's actually based on a video game. But yeah, I'm with you on the demon thing. I feel like because we've seen it. Now, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the movie on a I guess lack of a better word, technical level. Like I like what they
Yes.
did with it. Like I
No, it
enjoy like
looked
I think
beautiful. I mean, yeah,
yeah,
the
like
sound design was
the
great.
the sound, the
Yeah.
lighting was was great. I
Yes.
love when they do like especially when they do like any kind of mortuary or what's the word for the where the dead bodies lay down there.
Like the
I'm thinking of
morgue.
morgue. Yeah,
Yes.
when there's a morgue and it has that blue lighting because like it's like
Yeah.
I mean. I think though that's by the way, off a sidetrack. I think that's a really good business for someone. Someone should do like or imagine a show like where they remodel the houses, but you remodel a morgue and make it like bright and sunny. Like, wouldn't that be cool? Hey,
Yes.
brighten things up. I mean, why do the
Yeah.
morgues have to look so creepy? I mean,
I
I
know.
know it's like literally your main client is dead, so they don't care what they're in. But like, at least for the morticians, they should have a little bright and sunny. Like, why
Yeah.
why not like a skylight or something? Just give them some kind of like
Yeah. So,
pleasure when
but
they
there's
go
always
in
these
there.
fluorescent lights, like it's these
Yeah,
harsh
and there's always
fluorescent
one that
lights.
flickers.
Yeah.
They
One
never
of
change the bulbs.
the-
It always flickers.
uh,
So, but yeah, no, and I like that. The performances were great. Like, it's weird because like when I saw John Adams in, it, I'm like, oh, it's so weird. He's like acting in a movie that he didn't like create, and
I
but
had
like
to look
it
him
really
up because
shows
I
off
was
his
like,
acting skills.
I know I had to look him up because I was like, that can't be John Adams because
Yeah,
I was like, it looks exactly like him, it sounds exactly like him, but it can't
yeah,
be him because he's not in an Adams Family film. It's got to be somebody
yeah,
different, and I had to go look him up, and it was him.
yeah.
So yeah,
And then you went John Adams.
John
I know we did that
Adams.
joke already,
Yes.
but I'm gonna probably do it all the time. But yeah, no, but yeah, no, and it was like so the cast was great, and like even the it was funny, like so that the guy that played Raymond, right?
Hmm.
He was like when he first started off, I'm like, this guy's acting weird, but like you know what, he kept it through the entire time. So like I thought maybe he was just like not like maybe his acting was off for this role, but then I was like proven wrong because that's how he was through the whole movie, and he
Yeah,
was
no, he
supposed
was
to be
good.
stoic, and it
Yeah.
made sense. And I'm like, oh, okay, you know what, that guy actually got that kind of performance. And again, since we didn't see the video game, maybe that's how the guy in the video game exactly acted. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, overall, and and I do, even though I feel like it's a plot that's used a lot in horror, where they have this like kind of like lack of a like not perpendicular, like a parallel plot of someone dealing with grief, and then it
Yeah.
brings the demon. But then again, a lot of demon lore, the demon attaches to someone with that grief because that's what I don't know whether they're distracted and
That's
it
the
lets it
weakness.
in
Yeah.
or a weakness, yeah. And so like it made sense. It made sense, and it kind of was like so I was like okay, and I saw some people criticize that part, and I'm like, how could you? But you're criticizing now lore that's kind of been reused and established a lot, so it's kind of like known. I mean, sure, could she have made a demon lore different? Made it sure, I guess, but like I think I don't know. I've always associated when demons come in, there's always if you notice, oh, so many movies when like that kind of evil entity comes in, the main character either has a major flaw, major trauma from back then, and there's a reason for that because that kind of fits with I guess the whole theme to it. So
Yeah, that's like the I mean, for a like obvious metaphor, like I'm an alcoholic. Alcohol is my demon, and now there's a literal
right, yeah.
demon. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
it
mean,
makes perfect sense.
I did look up. I'm going to tell you this because I think it may give you some context for the movie. I did look up like the plot and the mechanics of the game. And you guys that have played it, please, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sorry, but I'm just going by what I read. But apparently, like you're playing this mortuary assistant, and you're having to do like the mortuary type task. But at the same time, you're trying to identify which of these bodies are possessed, so that you can
Oh.
craft like these like sigils or something. And what you're basically trying to do is trying to like identify the bodies that are possessed, craft the sigil, and put it on them and burn them before they can possess you. So if you think about that in the context of the
Mm.
movie, it kind of makes sense. Like that's what he was telling her she had to do to
Yeah, there's actually that scene where she's going
yeah.
like from body to body.
Right. So
Yeah.
that's kind of that's where the video game element of it comes in. But one thought I had, I was trying to think of why video game adaptations are so, by and large, so hard to do. That doesn't mean there aren't exceptions. There are some good video game adaptations out there, of course. But I think, and I don't know what you think about this, Brian. I think the reason is a video game gives the player agency. The player is actively in the story. They're making decisions, they're doing things. And when you create a movie out of that, you're taking the player out, and the viewer no longer has that agency. They're passively watching this thing. And I think it's almost like you're going from 3D to 2D. You're removing a dimension that existed in the video game world where you had player agency, and now you're taking that away. So I feel like you almost have something less because now you're just watching something that you used to have another dimension to. Uh,
Yeah.
and, and and I think the other problem is with video games. There tends to be in some video games, maybe not all, but there tends to be player choices affect different things, and no two players are going to play the same video game exactly the same way from start to finish.
Right.
And in the movie, you're locked into this one way. So again, I think it's just so hard to take the depth of a game and boil that down into a flat, uh, you know, structure that doesn't change like a video game does, and is a static representation. Like you're basically taking something that has a million different type of possibilities and then smashing it down to one. That's what it is on the
Yeah.
screen.
No, that is actually an incredibly like accurate explanation. It does make perfect. Yeah, no, it does because you're right. Because how many times, or like, and there's times when like, and I'm sure you felt the same way. I know you did on
Yeah.
this because we've discussed this, but like, it's almost like the reverse when you're like watching a really cool movie and you're like, oh, that'd make a great theme park attraction,
Hmm.
because, but what's the difference? Because you're now taking a 2D and being put into that
Yes.
environment. So,
Yeah.
but it's not like you've ever gone a ride, drove on a roller coaster and say, wow, Fury 325, this is the best roller coaster ever. I'd like to see a movie based on it. Like, what would that be? You can't do it. It's
I'd
like you
like,
can't
yeah, I'd
really
like to,
do that.
yeah.
And
It's
Disney has kind of done it, but like, with they taken their rides and made movies like, like Pirates Caribbean, but it's not really the same thing. You're not like,
No, I mean
you're
you're
not,
taking the idea, but you're
the
fleshing it out
idea
with
that
so much stuff.
yeah,
And I feel
right.
like maybe that's my problem with this movie is that I don't feel like it fleshed. I don't think it strayed far enough away from the video game. Again, I'm saying this as somebody that hasn't played the video game, so that's the caveat.
I
But
think
from
we
what I
both need to owe it to the movie to try the game, at
probably,
least.
but
Yeah.
from what I've read, it doesn't seem like this strayed very far. It seems like it was
Oh,
trying to
okay.
put together a faithful representation of the video game, and maybe that limited it too much. And maybe that's why it felt a little flat to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
And
Well,
again,
I
it's
mean,
weird because it's like technically everything. I loved everything about. I like the performances. I like the look. I liked everything. And there's one scene early on where she gets into a confrontation with her sponsor, I guess.
oh, that one, yeah,
And
that
that was
was, yeah,
very intense. That was a very
yeah.
good scene. Like that one really got to me. So I'm
Yeah,
not
I did a
saying
cringe because of the, me and
I
my
knew.
and fingers. Yeah,
Yes,
I'm
I
like,
knew you would.
oh no,
But
that's yeah,
I really enjoyed that scene. I
yeah.
thought it was incredible. So it's almost like the individual pieces I have no problem with. It was just as a whole something felt a little off for me, and I don't know if that's just a personal because I haven't played the game or a personal thing about the demon possession not really affecting me that much or something else. I don't know.
Yeah, like I mean, yeah, I mean, like this one, it's like you almost have we have to almost do two reviews. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
but like as like a film, like production, all that stuff, it's great. Like I can't pick on anything that like any real like any kind of like any kind of like technical thing of this movie.
Right.
Like
Right.
we said, acting great, sets great, like visuals great, like the effects look good. Nothing was real, nothing like that. Like was a problem at all. If anything, it might just be that we're not familiar with the game, and maybe but you said so some people say it's so faithful to the game, but maybe they didn't like the game. It's like one of these things you got to really go deeper dive, I think. But I mean,
Yeah.
maybe we should revisit this like in a couple of like we'll try the game and then revisit this movie again like later on,
Yeah. Yeah. Because
because I feel like the movie was like it wasn't bad. It was good movie. It was just yeah, it may have been a slight miss for us because of that game aspect maybe.
and it could be too that it's just not the game is not enough substance to create an entire hour and a half film around. I mean, I mean,
Yeah.
it just could be that it's thin because you're trying to to make a fully fledged feature out of a game. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's something we'd have to play the game to find out. But
Yeah, and Jeremiah Kipp, he's a good director. So he didn't I wouldn't say it's a miss for him. I mean, I think because all the things that a director would do, I mean, it seems like those choices were made fine. I don't know whether it was in the writing or what they were told, like I don't know enough about the background of this.
yeah,
What could be,
I feel like
why
the
they
problem. I feel like there's. And this is just an assumption on my part, pure assumption. I feel like there were some limitations in this being an adaptation of a video game. And I don't know where those limitations were, if they were in the writing, if they were in the plot, if they were in the whatever. I feel like that's where the crux of the problems with it for me lied. I felt like it was limited, it was boxed in to trying to portray something faithfully. I mean, I would argue the same thing for the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, which is also another video game adaptation. And I have not watched the
yeah,
sequel, so I can't comment on that one. But the original Five Nights at Freddy's version I thought was not great at all.
yeah.
And that one almost
And it was long.
that one was almost, funnily enough, we talked about, stories being thin or something and not expanding out. I think that one was almost the opposite. Like they tried
Right,
to
yeah.
cram so much lore, overly complicated stuff into it. And I'm like, I guess trying to flesh out what is a very thin video game. I'm telling you, Five Nights at Freddy's, if you ever played the original, there's not much to that game. I mean,
Yeah.
there's very, very hard to craft an entire anything
So
around it.
so I did look something up while you were saying that, and this might explain it a little bit. Not to knock this guy, but Brian Clark, which was one of the writers, he started in the game industry as a terrain artist. He worked on Warhammer Online. So he worked on like one of those like really like visual games, like
Hmm.
it had that thing. But he said he worked for a lot of different video games. Like he worked at Disney Interactive or Lucasfilm Games. So he did basically his start came from video games. So he had a very video game mindset. So he probably tried to make it as so that's where it was like
Hmm.
maybe like if played the game, we might appreciate like more of it, like where they were trying to go with it and why they did it the way they
Yeah.
did.
And
So
that's not to knock anybody because, but sometimes just stuff doesn't translate well when you jump mediums. Not
it
saying it
doesn't,
can't.
yeah.
I'm not saying it can't. I'm saying sometimes it just doesn't for whatever reason, and it may
Well,
depend on the particular project you're doing.
yeah. I mean, look at the Resident Evil movies, right? The first one was somewhat like the original game. Then it kind of got way off track of the game.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like right, it went to more apocalyptic. Like, I haven't seen all of them. I know you and Olivia love those, and
yes,
so
we
I
love
haven't seen
them.
all of them yet.
Yeah, Olivia,
You said,
she well, no, she we both love them, but
oh,
Olivia's
okay,
like
oh,
obsessed
okay.
with them.
Yeah, so but like from what I heard, like Zach Kreger's Resident Evil that's coming out, he's like I think he's doing a much more faithful to the game adaptation. So it'd be
Yeah,
interesting to see like that take. So it's like while like in the first one like kind of like I feel like when I first played that game, I'm like, oh, this would make an awesome movie. But then again, that was also now that's like how many zombie movies have we had since that
yeah,
game came
true.
out? So it's going to be a struggle, I think, for Zach. But Zach Kreger has done really good things so far. As I hadn't disliked anything he's done. So kind of trust it and to see what he'll do with it. So should
Yeah,
be
yeah.
interesting.
All right,
But
so I would encourage people, if you've played the game, I would definitely recommend checking this out
yeah,
just to let us know like how faithful it is to the game. But even if you haven't, I mean, it's on Shutter. It's their number one ranked movie on Shutter right now. I don't know if I don't know if it's a ranking. It's like the number one most popular movie.
yeah,
Like you know
yeah.
how
I'm not sure
Netflix
how
does
they
their
do
top
there.
10 movies. I don't know how the algorithm works, but it's their number one, so it's worth checking out. And like I said, technically, I really liked it. I liked a lot of things
Yeah.
about it. It's just I think maybe the video game adaptation piece maybe limited it a little bit. So, Brian, what did you have for our beer pairing? This one looks incredible, like a long
Yeah,
title
so
beer.
yeah, I mean, I got pretty. I went over like I paired it with the actual brewery as well. I figured
Oh, I
so.
know this brewery. I love beer ale.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I've had some of their stuff. They're
yeah,
really good. It's Burial Brewing Company. So right off the bat, that's perfect for this movie.
yeah.
Um, and it's called The Empty Space You Left Behind, Double India Pale Ale IPA for those in the know. It's a heavy resin style
Nice.
too, which I like those
Yeah.
kind of IPAs actually. And if you think about it, it's like, the empty space you left behind kind of implies maybe like some grief, so it fits well with the plot to this.
Hmm.
And this is 8.3%, so it's pretty strong. Um, and it's here's the description. It says, it's kind of a crazy description. It says, one whole spin has me deep in memories, Negroni deliberations, secret hazy shifties. That sounds like a creature from
Yes.
right? A secret
Oh,
hazy
this
shifty.
sounds like a bunch
Uh,
of band names put together.
it does. I know. We might have to replay this back. Says endless fry jokes, text chains of fears and judgment, wine and water glasses, headshot wars, chef jacket pokes, dad talks, even deeper owner dread, spreads never requested, opportunities lost. I don't know what I'm reading anymore. But it's a mark etched on my bones, inspiration that became me, a dance that would have received a shaking head and an open hand, etched in the heavy resin. It says made with incognito and cryo, double dry hopped with mosaic crush nectaron, which is a really good hop by the way. Galaxy and mosaic cryo. So that's got a lot going on in
Wow.
there, but
Yeah.
sounds like a good
Wow.
beer. So and it's Asheville, North Carolina.
It's
So
Asheville.
probably you probably see it a lot near you.
Yeah.
So I think you
Yeah.
need to go check one out for us. So
Yeah. I gotta track this one down. So
yeah.
our fan topic food. This is a really good one. The question is: this film was based on a video game. So, what video game, doesn't have to be horror, would you want to see made? Or sorry, what movie would you would I mean sorry, what video game would you want to see made into a movie? Sorry.
Oh, I know. I
Yeah.
wrote
Yeah.
video game twice. That's my fault, not
Yeah.
Tim's. Tim knows
So
how to read perfectly. I messed up. I noticed it
so
because I went in and edited it and I turned it around and forgot to change the words. So
yeah. So, what video game would you want to be made into a movie? I've got an answer for this one actually.
yeah, no, I do too. I have a couple. It doesn't need to be
Uh,
horror, by the way. So
yeah. Yeah, I would say, I think any of the open world games would be great for a movie, only because they're open world, so they're not restricted to that linearity we were talking about. So one
right.
of the first ones I was thinking of, because I love westerns, would be Red Dead Redemption 2,
Oh
which is a
yeah, I think they
phenom
talked about that, right? Like it might be coming out. I thought a
Yeah,
rumor of
yeah,
that.
they have talked about it. And there very well could be a thing, because I've seen people saying they wanted to play the lead character, which I actually met the voice actor for the original Red
Oh,
Dead Redemption in
oh, cool.
person. Yeah, he was super nice guy. It was at one of the pop culture conventions I went to, and I told him how much I love the game, that I beat the game, and he was just super nice guy. But anyway, I don't know if he was I don't think he was the same guy that did two, but I think that would be a great one. I know they've talked about an Assassin's Creed movie,
Yeah.
and I think that would be another one, because that's that open world style that I think would lend itself to. And this one I'm playing now, Crimson Desert, would
Oh
absolutely
yeah.
make a phenomenal movie. So yeah, I think I would tend towards the open world style. I think that's the ones I would think would make the best movies, because you'd have so much freedom to create whatever plot line you wanted to, because you're not so restricted by the game. You could just take the characters and the setting and then just kind of do whatever you wanted to, and you still wouldn't be violating the spirit of the game, because the game is open world, and presumably whatever happens in the movie could have happened in the video game. So
Yeah.
that's my thought.
Um. So it's funny. One of them I had. I just went to check. It said it does have a movie planned already. It's this one Conan I need to finish called It Takes Two. Did you ever hear that game?
Yes, me and
With
Joshua beat that one.
right? Yeah. Oh, you
Yeah,
beat it?
yeah, we beat it. Yeah, that was
Oh,
a
okay. Yeah. See,
blast.
Conan and I never saved our fake video game marriage because
Yes.
we never finished it. But that one I could see being like totally like a Disney Pixar type of movie.
That
Like
was a great game. But
yeah, it's really
you have
cool.
to play it co-op. Like, you have to
Yes,
play with
you
another
have
person.
to. And that's the thing. Just a quick thing for people like, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
It's basically a game. This daughter is like upset because her parents are starting a divorce and she makes them into two little like shrink little like toys or
Like
dolls, I
handmade
guess. Or
dolls. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and so you have to basically escape, but the whole point is every board level requires you both to do something. Like one person has to swing around and like hit a button so the other one could swing through. So basically it's a genius idea for a game, I think.
Yeah.
It's really cool how they do that. So I thought that would be good, but they're making one. But of course, I mean, I'd be like how do we not have a Sea of Thieves video game
Yeah.
adaptation, like a
Yeah.
movie? Because those who haven't played that, I mean, it's like typical pirate stuff, right? But it gets into like really crazy stuff. I know you'll say, "Oh, it's going to be like Pirates of the Caribbean or stuff like that," but still, I still feel like, Sea of Thieves has its own little like thing to it that could make it kind of fun. Another one too. This would definitely be more for the grown-ups, but think a funny movie could be done like if they did it later, like right would be Leisure Suit Larry. Do you remember
Oh
that
my
game?
God. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. So here's a
right?
funny story about Leisure Suit Larry. So when I was first starting out in my career, which this was like before my career, I was still in school. I was actually had just gotten out of high school, and so I was looking for any kind of job opportunity. Well, my mom's friend worked for a cash register company that did, they serviced cash registers like terminals, like point of sale terminals, and they needed an intern just to come in and do busy work, basically. I wasn't getting paid much, like $8 an hour or something, maybe, which was good, I guess, good back then. And so I get over there, and like the first day, I was like stapling papers together all day, and you're doing these little things. Well, finally, they pretty much ran out of stuff for me to do, but
Oh.
because it was my mom's friend, she was like, "We're going to keep you on no matter what." Like,
Eh,
so she was like, "You know what? Just sit over here and play on this computer all day. And you're like you wanting to get into computer science here? Just have at it. Go play on this computer." Well, literally the only thing to do on this computer was play Leisure Suit Larry. So
Oh my
that's what I
God.
did. I literally got paid to sit there as an intern and play Leisure Suit Larry all day.
Oh my. Well,
Yeah.
when I discovered that game in high school, it was so funny because like we needed my friend's older brother to get. Remember, you had to answer trivia, like
Yeah.
to make sure you were old enough to go do it. So we had him come in the room to like let us play. And I remember we never solved the original, but I did buy it, and I think I finished it on like one of the remastered versions, like
It was
Steam. And I bought
hard. Like it was
it
hard.
was
Yeah.
because like you did like back then it did like first of all, I mean the sex plot aside was like you had to do like a lot of crazy things, but like you had to like I remember that one part we couldn't figure out where you had to like swing across from window to window and smash the window with the bottle of Spanish fly or something. It was
Yeah, it
like
was
all this
crazy.
crazy
Yeah.
stuff going on. And but it was kind of funny because like when you're a high school student and you see something like that kind of a game, you're like, whoa, this is
Yeah. This is
this is kind of
risque.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that could be kind of done really funny. You know what? He's getting too old almost, but I figure I could see Steve Carell being that perfect
Oh,
Leisure
he
Suit
would have been
Larry.
perfect. Like a younger Steve Carell would have been perfect for it.
Yeah. I mean, they could still do it. Well, see, that's the thing. I think they would have to make it like my plot for a Leisure Suit Larry movie, because I thought of this before, actually.
Yeah.
It's not the first time, but like, I think it would have to be where he would be older and he'd like something would bring him out of quote unquote retirement. And I know they had a game, one of the versions was like Leisure Suit Larry's like son, I
Yeah.
think, took over, but I wouldn't go that far. I would just say like the Leisure Suit Larry character alone, so something happens and he
You know
has to go
what?
back.
Okay, I got the perfect plot for this. So it's a little bit Austin Powers, but bear with me. But
Okay.
you have leadership. Somehow he comes from the 80s into like modern
Oh.
times, but he doesn't realize that like that stuff's not cool anymore. Like
Oh, see, I
the
like that's almost
the
like the Never Been Kissed mixed with like
yeah, but like
Austin Powers. I
yeah,
like
so
that.
like but like he's like the smoozy ladies man, and he doesn't realize like you can't do that these days. Like it's a the comedy comes from that kind of fish out of water type thing, which I mean, again, it is a little Austin Powers though, but I
It
think
always
even
works.
but Austin Powers though, even though that was still like 90s, early 2000s, like it still wouldn't be as stark a contrast, I don't think, as it would
Yeah.
be if you took somebody from the 80s and brought them in now with all the political correctness and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, like, how would you bring him back? Would he be like, I mean, well, let's see, Austin Power, he was like frozen,
He
right? And
was
then he came back.
frozen, like
So you wouldn't
yeah.
want to use that exact thing, but like, how would he? And like, you don't want to get it too sci-fi either and make it like time travel. Like, but
You could just do
I
something
like,
stupid like he gets hit on the head at a party or something.
yeah, that's it. No, you're right. He could just be in a coma this whole time. Like, he
Yeah.
gets that it starts off with him back in
Yes.
the normal time,
Yes.
and he's like doing his Leisure Suit Larryness, and some girl kind of like punches him out or something, and he falls and hits his head, and he goes
Yeah.
into a coma, and he wakes up then like years later.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, there we go. We got it. We're done.
Yes.
Script written. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think just that'd be kind of funny. I think it could
That
be
would be funny.
really
Because
like
I
a
think you could
fun.
comment on how times have changed,
Yeah,
and you could kind of poke fun at, you could maybe poke fun a little bit at political correctness, but at the same time, you've got this story arc where he learns his lesson, kind of thing, where
yeah,
he learns to not be such a creep. I don't know.
yeah. Oh
I think
yeah,
there's
no,
a
of course it'd be like that.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So I don't know, because yeah, Austin Powers. I think because I went back and watched all the Austin Powers movies recently, and I was prepared to be like cringe because I was like, oh my god, this is never going to work today. But they hold up surprisingly well, and I think the
yeah,
reason why is that Austin Powers is a good guy. He is not a
yeah,
bad guy. If you look back at the movies, I kept like misremembering that he's like this sleazeball guy, but he's really not. Like he's a
yeah,
super cool guy even then, and he was never he it's hard to say like he wasn't the sleazeball that you kind of imagine in your mind.
yeah.
Because when the chips came down to it, he never took advantage of women.
Right.
And I was expecting that. I was misremembering it because I was like, oh my god, like this could not play well today. But if you go back and look, he actually was a nice guy. So, but this would be a little different because like Leisure Suit Larry's not a nice guy. He's just kind of a
No, he's
sleazebag.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's like Larry, like Dallas, from going to the Regal Beagle. It's like
Exactly. Yeah. That he
uh,
would have been the perfect one. Like I mean,
oh yeah, if
was
he
that
if he
based off
wasn't,
him in some way? Like it almost had to have been,
I feel like
right?
it had to have been at some level like that, like the
Yes.
design. He had the
Every
white, the
he had like
suit.
the gold, the necklaces and the hairy
Yeah,
chest and everything. I'm like, how does that
yeah,
not?
it had to. That'd be I'd love to get that create. It's if he's still alive. I got to talk to Cone. He knows the whole
Yes.
history
Yeah.
of Leisure Suit Larry. But yeah, no, that would be great too. I could already like even see the teaser for it, like of just like
Yeah.
you see like just like the close-ups of the different pieces of the leisure suit and the shoes, and then
Yes. Oh my god. I
he
want
just
this to
goes
be
on, he
a
turns
thing so
around, and he
bad.
just goes, yeah, this has got to be
Oh
made. Oh, we
yeah.
got to rate this. This will be good.
Yes. Anyway,
So anyway, that was a fun episode.
that was a fun episode. So yeah, guys, go check out the Mortuary Assistant game or movie of your choice, and we'll see you back here next week.
See ya.